Hey everyone, Mike Rosehart here for another video. We're going to talk today. I'm joined by
Fraser Sutherland.
And we are here today to talk about a quick topic. We were just chatting here about, do you pay down your mortgage or do you not? And so what do you think?
We were kind of just, I think it's been, people talk about it a bit, and we were just sort of talking about the psychological versus the math side of like, it feels really good to have this paid down. It feels really good to have this paid off. And then it's like, but does that make sense?
Is that a good financial decision? And at the end of the day, you think about it and you're like, psychologically, like mentally speaking, it feels really good to have that mortgage paid off. It's a safe thing. But at the end of the day, it's not a good financial decision. And why isn't it a good financial decision? Because you could borrow the debt at, say, 3% and reinvest it at a much higher rate of return, and you'd be much better off having not paid down that debt. So as I always...
Especially right now.
Like
if interest
especially
rates
right now.
fire up to 10 or 12%, then different story, right? On houses, or do you think it's the same deal?
So I think as prime increases, so if we ever had an interest rate environment like the 1980s, I think that people were getting 25% rates of return on whatever they were investing in. You could open up a savings account and get 18%, or like an investment account and get 18-20% on bonds and stuff, right? So as interest rates float up, so do returns. So there's always going to be that disparity, I think, between like borrowing against real estate is the cheapest form of debt you can get. There's no way to get cheaper debt than against real estate. So and leverage is good because it makes deals way better. I would always, if I had 5 properties and I had started to pay them down, I'd always refinance them back up. That's sort of my philosophy on the matter, and then buy another property. Because it's always better to have 2 cash flowing properties than one that cash flows slightly better. So that's sort of my logic on
it's totally fair logic.
But psychologically speaking, I can definitely.
And the other like sort of twist, if you're like trying to find justification for this thing that feels really good, is for getting approved for more mortgages, right? Like if there's a limit to how much you'll get lent, and they're not going to give you another house until you don't have that mortgage payment coming out, then pay off the house.
It could make sense.
Or at least that's what I'm telling myself, but I can tell it's not floating. Okay.
No, it could float. It could float. I could buy that. Okay, so if you want to buy more properties,
it's a stretch. I know. It's just it's a good excuse to pay off.
At a certain point, you're going to max out on mortgages no matter what, and so at that point, you go to private mortgages or joint venture partnerships, or you open a corporation and you start getting mortgages inside of the corporation. So it's possible to always get mortgages. I think B lender type mortgages would be the type of mortgages you could get if you had, say, 10 mortgages already, right? So you might want to look at the cost of interest being, say, 5% instead of 3%, and it's still not as good, but on an investment vehicle like real estate where you're getting 25-30% rate of return, it's just, if you run the numbers, you'll find it's a really easy win. It's good debt. I think mortgages are good debt because you get the write-off too. From a tax perspective, having that mortgage interest on your rental property is a huge tax boon, right? It's definitely a boon for your overall, you pay less tax, higher rate of return. So I would, if I owned a property in cash, I would just go ahead and refinance that property and go buy 5 properties, because 1 property paid off in cash is 5 properties at 20% down. So
if you're looking at 5%, and like say
I was doing 20% down, but
sorry, I meant rates.
Oh, rate of return. Okay.
Yeah. So not rate of return, like interest rates on your mortgage.
Oh, okay, the interest. Yeah. So be under rating.
Yeah. So if you're looking at 5%, but like say it's somebody sort of in like the situation you're in now, where it's like you don't, or maybe that's changing, where like you don't want more properties, So then you're looking at take out the like super high rate of return you can get for real estate. You're comparing 5% on the B lender mortgage interest rate versus the 7%.
You get the tax advantage. You get the tax advantage as well, right? Because you can write off that interest. Yeah. So it's net of taxes. It might be depending on your tax bracket. It might be that plays into it too. Right? So having that write off is a benefit.
That'd be fun to throw that.
Why not just buy properties and have someone else? What calculation's that?
Oh, just like how you sort of, I don't know whether effective interest rate is the right term, but like how you...
Oh, okay, net of the taxes. Yeah, I should do a feature video on that for sure.
Yeah, because
we should keep the energy up, guys. I want to keep this video short. We're going to keep talking off camera, but at the end of the day, what do you guys think? Do you pay down your mortgage, maybe on the house you live in because you have no rental income coming in potentially, if you're not house hacking, you should be house hacking and you should have rental income coming in. But let's say you live in a house and you're not house hacking at all, you have no rental income coming in, you have no write-offs, maybe it makes sense to get a, say, 3% rate of return, guaranteed, net of tax. I mean, if you're investing at 6% and you're paying tax at 30% or whatever, then you're really only getting like 4% effectively net. So maybe then you could make the argument that it's a safe, guaranteed way to get a safe return. Okay, I can see the argument. That's why guys like Mr. My Mustache own their house outright in cash. It's not a great effective use of your capital because you're getting 3% rate of return, and I like to get a little bit higher rate of return. But hey, you know what?
Nobody's perfect,
Nobody's perfect. I would say just buy more properties and put in good systems and get some managers
get
to
the
run them,
managers to run
right?
instead. Yeah.
One owned property gives you the down payment to own 5 with mortgages on them. So if you had 10 properties paid off, you could have 50 properties 20% down. And the cash flow on 50 properties, even with a manager, is way, way, way higher. So lever up. Lever up.